Hurricane watches have been posted for the Gulf Coast as a hurricane is set to make landfall as we go through this week, and a major pattern change across North America is coming for the week, with fall-like temperatures changing to summer-like temperatures once again. We'll dive into everything that you need to know in today's weather forecast, so make sure you're subscribed here to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage here on this Monday, so you get the latest weather information right at your fingertips. We are quickly approaching 100,000 subscribers. I do appreciate every one of you that has subscribed to the channel. Make sure to do so. Also, make sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. It helps to get this video out to more and more people. Also, leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll always answer those after the video. So let's look at our low temperatures. We started off this morning chilly across the Ohio Valley into the middle and upper 40s, 50s all the way down here into portions of northeast Texas and even northern Mississippi this morning. And with a double-barreled area of high pressure across the eastern U.S., we are promised sunsplash skies again today across the eastern U.S., and that will help temperatures rise into the 70s this afternoon. Very pleasant, refreshing air coming down from Canada into the eastern U.S. today, even the 60s across the portions of New England. There's the heat wave that is starting to build across the plains today. The afternoon highs into the Dakotas, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, all the way down to North Texas could be in the 80s and 90s this afternoon. Make sure to stay hydrated out the door this Monday. Now, looking at the GOES satellite imagery here, we are tracking Tropical Storm Francine that has been named across the western Gulf of Mexico. You can see it very vividly here on the GOES satellite imagery, and we are approaching the peak of hurricane season. The climatological peak would actually be this coming Friday, so we are right on schedule here with Francine. Here are the latest weather alerts with this. We actually do have hurricane watches that are posted for the coast of Louisiana here, including the Lake Pontchartrain area, so we keeping a very close eye on this as we go forward, as these will likely turn over to hurricane warnings. We also have tropical storm watches that will likely turn to tropical storm warnings as well near coastal Texas and over towards coastal Mississippi. Looking at the latest update from our friends over at the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, this is a 50-mile-per-hour mid-grade tropical storm. Movement is north-northwest at 5 miles per hour here on this Monday, and is expected to strengthen to Category 1 hurricane strength as we go into the day on Tuesday, and possibly even strengthen further to a Category 2 hurricane upon landfall as we go into Wednesday. So let's look here at the sea surface temperatures. This is one of the ingredients that you need for a more robust system, and we do have some very warm waters down here in the western and southwestern Gulf of Mexico. As this system approaches Louisiana, the shelf waters are still pretty warm, but they're a lot cooler than the waters where the system is residing at this moment. And looking at the latest intensity guidance on this system, most ensemble models have this moving into a Category 1, solidly 75 to 80 mile per hour hurricane. A couple of those actually push this to Category 2 strength, so we'll definitely keep a very close eye on that. Here's the Icon model, definitely performs very well, and you can see today, you can see that system is down here across the western Gulf, bringing some heavier rain bands into coastal Mexico and maybe into the Brownsville, Texas region there, into the Rio Grande Valley. Tuesday, as we go into tomorrow, the system will quickly strengthen, likely into a Category 1 hurricane, 75 or 80 mile per hour hurricane by this point, especially Tuesday afternoon. And then upon landfall, possibly either a Cat 1 or a Cat 2 hurricane as it makes landfall in coastal Louisiana on Wednesday, likely later in the day. And then this system will move up into the mid-Mississippi Valley, bringing more of a heavy rain and flash flooding threat as we go into Thursday. And then going into Friday, the system kind of slows down across the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys and kind of washes out as we go into Friday, but also bringing some blow-off cloud cover to places like Des Moines, Chicago, Milwaukee, and Indianapolis as we go into Friday as well. What is the system first going to do? Well, as it moves on shore, makes landfall, the storm surge is going to be very important. If you are near the coast of coastal Louisiana, make sure that you evacuate out of the area. There could be areas in the Vermilion Bay region all the way over toward Lake Pontchartrain that could see up to 10-foot storm surge, and that's above normally dry ground, folks. So most folks that are average height around 6 feet, we're seeing 10-foot storm surge, so nobody can survive this. So make sure you're not near the coast as we go through Louisiana there. And also inland flooding is going to be a potential here. Very heavy rain, places like Lake Charles, New Orleans, all the way up here toward Monroe, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, could be ranging from 2 inches all the way up to over 8 inches in some of these areas of rainfall, and rightfully so. Some areas that could experience flash flooding could be the Memphis region, Little Rock, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Montgomery, and the Mobile, and then over here into Shreveport, Houston. You guys are all in that marginal slight risk for flash flooding. The more concentrated flash flooding threat will be in the Lake Charles vicinity, just south of Monroe, Louisiana, and over toward New Orleans, where we have that moderate risk for flash flooding as we go through the week. And looking at the longer range for the tropical updates here, you can see there is a 60% chance in a couple of areas in the main development region. This is mainly fish storm activity across portions of the main development region. We'll prove that here, showing on Wednesday. This is the middle of the week on September 11th. We have those couple of systems that could be either named Gordon or Helene if they both get named out here into portions of the main development region. By Friday, they're well east of the Windward Islands, and then by the weekend on Sunday, September 15th, the middle of September, still well to the east of the Windward Islands. So we have plenty of time to watch these systems, and we'll do so on this channel. Closer to home here, we are looking at some warmer temperatures. A ridge of high pressure is actually moving further to the east from the Rockies into the Great Plains and eventually up into Canada as we go through the week. So warmer temperature anomalies over the top here that could be up to 20 degrees above normal for this time of year. And then obviously as a hurricane makes landfall, some blow off cloud cover and precipitation down here, we could definitely be seeing more below normal temperatures near the Gulf Coast into the southeast, maybe as far north and east as the mid-Atlantic, with temperatures 10 to 15 degrees below normal through the week down there. So Wednesday afternoon, middle of the week, we have summer-like temperatures returning. Areas that saw that refreshing air mass through the weekend will be warming back up, summer-like temperatures for the second week here of September, into the 80s across portions of Chicago, into Des Moines, and into the St. Louis region, Indianapolis Wednesday afternoon. By the end of the week, some blow-off cloud cover could cool us off in parts of the Ohio, Tennessee River Valley in the southeast, but see those 80s unseasonably warm temperatures for this time of year, moving as far north as Manitoba and Ontario, Canada, by the time we get to Friday, September 13th. Precipitation this week is mainly going to be tied to the tropics, mainly going to be tied to Hurricane Francine, bringing all that moisture up from the lower into the middle Mississippi Valley. And some of that precipitation getting as far north as the Ohio River vicinity as we go into later this week. And as we go into the weekend ahead, look at these temperature anomalies up into northeastern Manitoba, northwestern Ontario, Canada, where the high pressure is going to be in firm control this weekend. On Saturday, September 14th and Sunday, September 15th, we could see temperatures 30 degrees above normal up here, and even in the middle of the country warming up as well. So looking at those temperatures Saturday afternoon this weekend, 80s all the way up there into Ontario and Manitoba, 90s returning across the southern plains, so another heat wave as we go into the weekend down here in Oklahoma and Texas, so we'll be keeping an eye on that even as we go into Sunday afternoon as well. Weekend precipitation prospects, pretty few and far between, still some wash-off moisture from portions of the tropics into the southeast and the Tennessee Valley on Saturday. Same thing up here in the Midwest, could be seeing a few showers or scattered non-severe thunderstorms across Madison, Wisconsin, Des Moines, Chicago, St. Louis, and Indianapolis, maybe down into Lexington, Kentucky as well as we go into the day on Sunday. Rainfall amounts are going to be few and far between. There could be a swath from southern Wisconsin stretching down through Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, and the Carolinas that could be seeing some inch-plus rainfall amounts through the weekend. Otherwise, few and far between across the upper Midwest down toward the Gulf Coast. Very dry out west and very dry in southeastern Canada and the Northeast as we go through the weekend. Heading into the long-range forecast, you can see next week, Monday, September 16th through Sunday, September 22nd, entering into the second half of September, that longevity of the heat is going to continue across the upper Midwest Great Lakes with well above normal temperatures, unseasonably warm over there with the high pressure, and then a low pressure trough across the west will cool our temperatures off for Washington, Oregon, California, and much of the western Rockies next week. And it will also be bringing in some moisture in areas that need it. So if you are starving for moisture in the Pacific Northwest or the Rockies or the Plains and you really need it, looks like next week will be your time to get some precipitation across these areas. And looking at the drought monitor that was released this past Thursday, yeah, we need a good drink of water here into the Pacific Northwest, like Washington State, into Idaho, into especially western Montana. These areas are in extreme, exceptional drought at this time. So good news to see above average precipitation in these areas to help alleviate the drought. Probably not any drought busting rains, but enough to alleviate some of the drought and improve it a little bit over time. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. We'll keep you updated on the latest long range forecasts, also including Hurricane Francine in the tropics this season. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We'll keep you covered right at your fingertips. Make sure to press the like button down below, especially if you did like today's weather forecast. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll get to those after the video, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Monday out there.